If you've been following Naughty Dog for the past decade, you'd know Neil Druckmann's hints almost always point to something big. Right now, HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 is already airing and is turning heads every week. And Druckmann has said that he's splitting his time between writing for that show and working at Naughty Dog. In 2023, he mentioned that beside helping with Intergalactic, he also advises on a second top secret game. While you watch Joel and Ellie on your screen, Naughty Dog main team is quietly building two separate projects, Intergalactic and also a brand new mystery title. Now, Druckmann's weeks might kind of look like this. So, morning on set, tweaking scripts for The Last of Us Season 2, Season 3 and whatnot. Then there's also afternoons he's at the PlayStation campus giving high-level feedback on unnamed game story and gameplay. And then regular check-ins on the Intergalactic, acting as a hands-on producer, mentoring the team through the design and of course its development. And by clearly separating these roles, we know that the secret project isn't Intergalactic, which Druckmann helps mentor, and isn't also The Last of Us Part 3, where he'd be deeply writing every scene. Instead, the third effort, an entirely new universe that he's guides from the sidelines at least. Now, in spring of 2021, Sean Escape, hopefully I'm not butchering his name, the director of Uncharted Lost Legacy, returned to Naughty Dog as a creative director and quietly began building a fresh team. Then, in fall of 2022, The Last of Us Part 1, as the remake, launched on PlayStation 5. And Part 2 multiplayer mode, well, unfortunately, that was cancelled. Bend Studio Days Gone sequel was scrapped, this freed up developers and the budget included. Why is that important regarding the Bend Studio? Because there's a possibility that they may have some kind of hands-on with this game, this mystery title. But again, this is speculation. So in early of 2023, insiders say that the mystery game was far enough along that Druckmann could step in as an executive producer, offering story notes and design feedback without writing every beat himself. You know, that timeline shows Intergalactic and the new game running in parallel, two different projects under Druckmann's umbrella, each with its own team and the creative leads. Now, I want to make it clear, it's important, that Intergalactic is one of the projects where Druckmann serves as a producer and a mentor. And this mystery game is a second secret title that has nothing to do with Uncharted Drake's Fortune, The Last of Us Part 3, or any other existing IP. Remakes demand full-time oversight from Druckmann and co-director Evans Wells, so this isn't one either. And any other proper Last of Us sequel would have him writing every emotional moment between Joel and Ellie. Instead, his advisor from the sideline role fits perfectly with a brand new world. Now, there are two main guesses. A brand new franchise, of course, is possible, a brand new IP. Naughty Dog could build fresh characters, new mechanics, and a world with no ties to past releases. So kind of like imagine an open world which truly branches stories or emergent of the gameplay that reacts to your every choice. And then also an unexpected spin-off, maybe, I'm not sure, The Last of Us co-op mode, resurrected from this cancelled Part 2 multiplayer, or even less likely an Uncharted side story. But most insiders say Druckmann wants to finish Joel and Ellie's saga fully before returning, and Naughty Dog has hinted that they're done with Nathan Drake's era. Now, all signs point towards an entirely new IP. Druckmann oversees high-level vision, Sean Esgier driving to day-to-day development, and a fresh team building something we've never seen before, at least not yet. Sony's lineup has a hole in the late of 2025 through 2026. And after Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok, a big new Naughty Dog exclusive plus Intergalactic will fill that gap to give PlayStation owners must-play titles. Meanwhile, The Last of Us Season 2 keeps the franchise buzzing on HBO without monopolizing Druckmann's time. Now, it's important for me to clarify, I do not expect to see this game, or even including Intergalactic, this year or the following year. Now, it is a possibility we may see Intergalactic the following year, but I still feel that it's most likely 2027 release. Nevertheless, in regarding this mysterious title, it's probably even further away for us to expect. Now, inside the studio, splitting Druckmann's duties also reduces risks. If The Last of Us Part 3 hits any roadblocks, Naughty Dog still has two major games well into the production. They've done this before, balancing Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. It just seemed like it worked well, at least. Now, don't expect any announcement until late of 2025 or even early of 2026. When a mystery game is polished and the marketing is ready, watch for the teasers at the big events like Summer Game Fest, perhaps Sony's State of Play, maybe even a showcase, hell, maybe even a Game Awards. Until then, remember, Intergalactic is the project Druckmann mentors directly. And the Mysterious game is a fresh secret title that he guides from afar, at least at the moment. And when Naughty Dog finally reveals that next adventure, whether it's a new hero, groundbreaking gameplay, or a completely fresh world, obviously we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that. Nevertheless, it is still exciting and good news that Naughty Dog is not really sitting on their hands. Instead, they are deep in work and immersed in the development for Intergalactic and including yet another project, whatever it may end up being. Because this means that we do not have to wait 6 to 7 years, one game every time, because this is actually gonna get a little bit frustrating. So make a little bit smaller experience, such as, like, say, Intergalactic will be 20 hours of length, comparing that, well, with the other titles that could be going up to 50 to 60 hours, but at least in this case, you can have yet another game every 3 years. Not like we're seeing it here at the moment, every 5 to 6 years, we can finally expect a new game coming out from Naughty Dog. With that, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe, I'll see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.